humans, this is an adoption campaign, but it's not for me, or Mr. Buttons, or Frank over there. It's for you, humans. This is a call to humans to adopt our movement, to adopt our cause.
This isn't just about saving one of us.
It's about saving all of us.
Thousands of lives, every single day.
It's about support for every one of us four, and sometimes not four-legged best friends, waiting to meet a best friend of our own. With Best Friends Animal Society leading the charge.
Shelter by shelter. City by city.
We can save thousands of pets each day. Join us. Together we can save them all.
Thank you for joining us for Pet Connect. I'm Tara Douglas. We had a wonderful Saturday at Sunshine Saturday. We had a couple of dogs that were available for adoption from the Sylacauga Animal Shelter, and both are in foster to adopt homes right now. So we are hoping everything will work out great for them. And if you're interested in adopting, we'll be back out this Saturday at Crazy Days. We'll be downtown, and at some point during Crazy Days, we're going to have a pet parade. So be on the lookout for us parading around more than just 2 dogs this time. We're going to have more there for adoption. And of course, if you'd like to go to the shelter, we'll be there Saturday from 11 to 1 also, walking dogs, and you can come out and meet all of the dogs there. It's a wonderful way to meet them and decide if it's the right dog for your household. And then there's always the Foster to Adopt program. And so if you ever have any questions about the dogs that are available, you can contact the shelter, you can contact the volunteers, the Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill, or you can talk to some of your friends and family that may have adopted a dog from the shelter. And that is why I've asked my guests for today to come on. I have Greta Spencer. She's the branch manager for Coosa Pines Federal Credit Union Sylacauga. And Greta has adopted a shelter dog. She's rescued a stray dog and more than one stray dog. So I thought it'd be great to bring her on here and let's talk about her experience. So Greta, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with Bowie. So you had a dog that came up to Coosa Pines, and he's available for adoption. So he'll be our pet of the week this week. But tell us the story of Bowie and how he ended up. And here's a picture of him when we took him out walking. So.
Well, one of my coworkers had come in for work, and Bowie was out in the parking lot, and he kind of followed her to the door. And of course, when she came in the door, she mentioned, "Oh, there's a dog out here," and naturally, all of us dog lovers jump up. So I go out there. He's still there, and he just let us love on him. We hung around with him. I contacted you, and we got in touch with Animal Control so they could come pick Bowie up.
And Bowie is just, he's such a sweet dog.
Yes.
Now, if you're looking for a dog, Bowie is about 5 years old or 5 to 6 years old. He's heartworm positive. So he is, this is a picture of him. I grabbed him, put him on a leash and went outside and tried to FaceTime Greta so he could see her, and I didn't get her, so I took a picture for her. But Bowie is a very sweet dog. Now, y'all experienced that, even though he didn't know you coming up. Seemed like he needed help, so he came to let you know. Yes. And so, I mean, he's great with, he's just a really good dog. And
I mean, even whenever Brandon picked him up, I mean, he was never like aggressive towards him. Of course, you never know once you start picking him up, and he looked like he needed help.
Yeah.
But he laid there, he let us love on him probably for about an hour. Or so.
While you were waiting for help to come. Now, Bowie, like we said, is heartworm positive, so we are trying to raise money. That we have quite a few heartworm positive dogs at the shelter right now. So if you're interested in donating toward his treatment or any of the dogs at the shelter's treatment, you can donate through Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill. Just make sure that you note on your check, or if you go through Venmo or PayPal, that it's for the heartworm dogs at the shelter, so that we can make sure to have it there in the funds to get them taken care of, because he will make a good dog for someone.
Oh, absolutely.
So we just want to get him treated so we can get him there. But let's talk about other dogs you saved. Now I looked back at my calendar. So about 2 years ago, I had Greta on here because she had rescued a puppy that had been dumped at the tennis courts, and he was inside the fencing there. We were having a chamber event. Somebody grabbed him, and of course, Greta took him home.
Yes.
So how is he doing? Give us an update on him.
Oh, his name is Ozzy. We named him. We call him the gentle bully because he wants all the attention. You know, we go from this little bitty puppy to Ozzy's probably about 95 pounds now.
Now here's Ozzy right here. You've got a lot of black dogs, so we're cycling
Absolutely.
through the pictures right now. But there's Ozzy. He's huge.
He is huge, and he is the most lovable baby, and he is my baby. He is mine. He is a mama's boy. And actually, he made a calendar with that picture there.
Oh, really?
Yes. It was a Pet Paw calendar. So, yes.
So we have a famous dog here
Absolutely.
in Sylacauga.
Yes.
That was sadly a dog that someone thought they could just throw away.
Yes.
And look at how wonderful he is.
Yes.
Now, another thing, I know we discussed this 2 years ago when you were on here. It's so nice that, I'm saying we're going through your dogs on those pictures. You have 3 black dogs?
Yes.
So, and sadly, it is harder to adopt out black dogs. Our rescues, it's just the same across the country. So when we send dogs to rescue, we can't send a lot of black dogs. So it's so nice to see someone adopting them.
They're my favorite.
Yeah, I know. And so now here is a picture of Ozzy. And this is what's your third dog's name?
Axel.
Oh, there's Axel. I knew that. Okay, there's Ozzy and Axel. And so, Axel, you had Axel before you got Ozzy.
Yes.
Okay.
We had Axel. We had him from a puppy that somebody had gave to Nathan. And actually, Nathan wanted to give him to me for Valentine's Day. And I'm like, we do not need any more dogs because at this time, he was going to be the third dog, but his little blue eyes stole my heart.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And Nathan is the reason you ended up with the dog you adopted from the shelter.
Yes.
So this is the main thing that I want to talk about today, because you've rescued, you've helped, you've done all kinds of things. But I want people to understand what it's like to adopt a shelter dog. You know, of course, we don't know what they've been through.
Right.
And shelter dogs, they might come into your household and fit in perfectly immediately, but it might be a little bit of a journey to get them to fit in. And so Greta's going to walk us through the process that they had adopting Thelma. So let's talk about Nathan falling in love with Thelma and how the whole thing, how
Yes.
that wasn't the original dog you thought you were going to get.
No, our main thing is because Axel's our laid back dog. He adapts to everything. Ozzy is a little bit different. He's big, so we thought, okay, one of our first things is we've got to take him with us to see how he's gonna react to another dog. So when we went, it was actually when it was Fabio, I think it was.
Okay, Fabio.
Is who Nathan had picked out. He wanted another dog for Christmas, and he's like, Mom, I want to adopt from the shelter. And I'm like, great, rescues are our favorite. And so when we went there, we took Ozzy with us. Well, they didn't kind of g-haul, you know. It's kind of like, oh, I'm not so sure about this one. So one of the workers there is like, I'm just not feeling the vibe, which I'm thankful for. So then she's like, y'all go ahead, walk around. So of course we do. And we come to the kennel, and there's sweet little Thelma, and she's back towards the back of the kennel. You could tell she's very shy, very timid. And so we're like, oh, okay, you know, we continue to walk around. Well, he had found this cute other little puppy, but he kept coming back to Thelma. He's like, Mom, she's a black dog. Chances are she's not going to get rescued. She's a bigger dog. She's not the little cute little puppy, even though she's a beautiful dog.
Yeah.
So that's how we ended up him picking Thelma. We get Thelma on the leash, bring her out. Ozzy immediately loves her. And so
That's
it's like,
great.
oh, even though she was timid, Ozzy was just all over. He couldn't quit licking her. I mean, he was just like, oh, this is going to be my sister. Bring her home, Mom, bring her home. So that's how we ended up with Thelma.
So, and it just, of course, it warms all of our volunteer souls to hear the story, because Thelma was a dog that was timid. She would go to the back of the kennel. She's not one that's going to meet you at the gate and be excited. And so that was so wonderful that Nathan wanted to open up his heart and his home to a dog that was scared.
Right.
And it's great that you brought Ozzy, because we always encourage people, if you have an existing dog, to bring that dog to meet, because then you can have an idea of how they're going to do together. Now let's talk about, so you got her home, and we Greta and I were talking a little bit yesterday. There's a 3-3-3 rule, and so let's talk about how she did with that, because it's a 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, getting the dog introduced into your household. So how did she do with the process?
Well, there for a while, I mean, because she was very timid, we don't know what she went through. So she stuck with Nathan. I mean, Nathan was her person. She wouldn't come out of his bedroom.
And here's Nathan, the day of the adoption.
She stayed in there constantly. I mean, he literally would have to pick her up to get her out to go to the bathroom. She wouldn't really eat, so I'm scrambling her eggs. He would have to sit in the kitchen floor with her. I mean, literally for probably 3 to 5 days. Really, I mean, he was her person. But then she started adapting, little by little. We knew she started feeling safe when she started coming out of his room.
Yes.
And she would come to the food bowl. She would come get water, and she would venture off into the to the living room where me and my husband were at. So we thought, okay, she's feeling a little safe. And she did. She warmed up to us. But even now, I mean, she's still a little bit. So, I mean, you've got to have patience.
Yeah.
Because there again, we don't know what she's been through. She can't talk to us
No.
and tell us. So, by the way she is, we kind of feel like something has happened. Loud noises, things
Yeah.
like that. We try to keep it calm.
Okay.
But having Ozzy around, she's adopted even more. But even now, sometimes we still have to, let her know, hey, you're loved. We're here. Nothing's going to happen to you. So, I mean, it's still an adjusting
Yeah.
process for her.
And so you got to experience that 3-3-3 rule. So if you decide to adopt a shelter dog, then keep that in mind. They might, it takes a few days for them to get settled, to kind of decompress from being in the shelter. It takes a few weeks for them to learn what's going on in your household and a routine, and it can take a few months for you to really get their personality. Some dogs can hop in and be immediately just a regular dog in your household, but give them a chance. And I'm so glad that y'all did, and we appreciate everything that you've done for the community and helping with the dogs and the animals in the community. And thank you for sharing your story and coming on
Thank you
again
for
and tell
letting
us.
me.
And so make sure to come out to the shelter sometime to meet Bowie, because Greta and her team at Coosa Pines rescued him, so we want to make sure we
Yes.
find him a good home. And if you're interested in donating toward heartworm treatment, then of course you let us know and donate through Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill, and we'll get him treated. We'll find him a good home, and he'll be heartworm free.
And he's going to be a perfect little love bug.
He will, absolutely. And we have a shelter full of perfect little love
Yes.
bugs. So come on out to the shelter and meet all the dogs there. And we also have a spay and neuter voucher sale coming up. It's in a month, so it's on June 13th. But don't forget, if you need to get your dogs or cats fixed, please do so. It's the $30 voucher sale. And we'll have more information over the next month out for you so that you can come, and hopefully we can have fewer and fewer of these
Absolutely.
dogs that need to be.
That's the key.
That's the key, yeah. And we'll have fewer that have to be rescued, and fewer that'll roam up to Coosa Pines, and fewer that you feel like you have to take home with you.
I think we need a mascot.
You do. Yes, you need a Coosa Pine. Bowie can do that.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you, Greta,
Yeah, thank
for joining
you.
us also. And we'll have more Daybreak after these messages.